Hello. Good morning, YouTube. Here to birdies. How are y'all doing? It's coffee time with Lisa. We'll see if anyone gets in the room. I really do have resting bitch face. I realize this. They say that about Aries people, though. Aries peeps always has resting bitch face. We look like we're perpetually in a bad mood. I've been up for a little bit. And I want to actually get on my topic of why 2020 is the year of the mask, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Permanent Halloween. Hi, who's ever on here? Is that Yvonne? Yes, hi Yvonne. How you doing? Jack. Jack must know you're on here because he came over and started rubbing up against the phone right away. Now he's on my Oreos. Really, Jack? I do love you, cat. He is my buddy. So, the year of the mask. Meow. Yvonne, it shows that you're not on here now. How you doing? Oh. Yeah. It shows you're not on here. Freaking pathetic. I'm gonna do that reading today. I am up. I'm drinking my coffee. As you see, it's coffee time. My daughter was here. Oh yeah, it shows that nobody's on here. So they love to fudge numbers on here. And then I'm getting all this stuff to make sure my videos are proper. Hey, I got my shit for 18 and up. That should be good enough. Because sometimes I do say cuss words. It just flies out. Because I'm passionate. I'm a fire sign. So I gotta burn people sometimes. Now it shows 2 likes. Thank you very much. Now it shows there's 1 person on here. Whoever's on here, say hello. Yeah, there's 2 likes and 1 person on here. But who else is on here? Please say hello. I'd appreciate it. Because I know there's more people that watch. Yes, I do. We're going to get into some talking. Hi, Miss Alchemy. How are you? Welcome aboard. Welcome to Blue Flame. I'm going to come on and do that reading. I actually did write out all the cards. I got a new email. What the heck is it? I have it wrote down. I'll let y'all know. Welcome. Where's it at? I got a new email. My old email does work again. My old email does work again. So if you do need to email me, you can on that email. Where's it at? I was going to make another Gmail, then I didn't do that. I actually have a couple emails. But the one that I use for this is Ymail. And I'm pretty sure it's Blue Flame Integration 44_44 @ ymail.com. Some of them did come through. I did email you back on it. But I'm looking to see where I wrote it down. Hang on a minute. I'll tell you what it is. I have it on my other phone. But I figured since I pretty much cleared out all of my storage, Yeah, you're the only moderator that's been coming up. They deleted all my other moderators for some reason. Let's look at my inbox. Do. My Yahoo Mail. Yeah, it's working again. Let's look. Yeah, it's actually Blue Flame Integration 44_44 at ymail.com. So my daughter spent the night last night, or I would have came on. Or I would have came on and hang on a minute. So stupid. And did the reading last night, but with her being here and still transmuting a lot of stuff, even my other old energy. Hang on a minute. Let me see what this is. Open. Blue Flame Integration 44 at, pretty sure at ymail.com. So weird. Loud people outside. Let me look at that again, Yvonne. I get easily distracted. I'm sorry. I really do. I get easily distracted. Oh, my kids are good. They're doing well. Olivia, I kid you not. She has a consultation. Well, she has a doctor appointment via Skype today. Because the hospitals are just so full to the max. You want to know what I'm going to do with you guys? We're going to play private investigator. Yes, we are. A day this week, we're going to go around to the hospitals and see how full they are. I was told that a lot of people in the healthcare industry have gotten laid off because there's nobody coming in. Because we're supposed to stay at home. I don't know one doggone person with this virus. Not one. I mean, I'm glad that I don't. And I'm not saying that it isn't out there. But the year of the mask. So I found it very facetious for me to sit there and say about, yeah, this year is Halloween. That's why. And I was making jokes even before this whole thing hit about having second Halloween on March 31st. I do like Halloween time. I do, don't get me wrong. I like fall. That's like one of my favorite seasons. I love football. Well, that's not very spiritual. Well, I have to have some carnal stuff. I don't find football that bad. Yeah. My daughter drove over here last night She sat downstairs and watched Halloween. Kids. Oh, she's something else. They were freaky movies when I was growing up as a kid. You know, the cognitive dissonance that I see created with all of this. Watch The Matrix. I saw that movie a few times and I was just like, and that's before I was awake. Dude, they all know. They all know. They've been giving us warnings through movies. Look at Transformers. There's a good one. If you've watched any of the Transformer movies, maybe I can find the opening part. Stop, where they find Megatron. Molly. Guess who's back? Hi. Speaking of Halloween, here's Black Cat. They find Megatron. They dig him out in ice. Yeah, she's rotten. Mm-hmm. She's out of heat now. She's back to her feisty self. Let's see if I can find that opening scene. Molly. These cats, they just go right, and then they fight. Stop it! You naughty baby. Let's see if I can find it. Transformers. I think they find Megatron. If this isn't like a sink, they find Megatron in Antarctica during a dig in the ice down in a cavern, and the cube falls down and wakes him up. Hello. It all makes sense. Let's see if I can find the scene. And to think, they've been throwing this shit right in our face. Even with The Matrix, they've been putting it in cartoons. So then they've been throwing it in your face, and then they'll sit there and come out and say, but this is fiction. This isn't true. It's just a movie. But it's all true. All of it. And we tried to tell you. We showed you in those movies. Bullshit. Same with Back to the Future. Same with E.T. Steven Spielberg. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Steven Spielberg was one of the ones who molested Corey Feldman. I'm not 100% sure. But I know, I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones who was on that list. I remember watching Close, what was it called? Close Encounter of the Third Kind, maybe? Here it is. Megatron is found in ice. Let's see if we can find it. And this was in 2007. This movie came out. Yeah. See if we can find any sinks
better things than
during
rheumatoid
this.
arthritis or psoriatic arthritis. 1897, he took 41 brave sailors straight into the Arctic shelf.
The ice is freezing faster than it's melting! Chop faster! Heave, men! Heave! No sacrifice! No victory! We'll get to the Arctic Circle, lads! I think the dogs have found something. The ice is cracking!
There's your global warming.
Captain! Grab my boat, Captain! I'm all right, lads.
There he is. They were giving us warnings. Wake the up!
Megatron crash-landed before he could retrieve the cube.
Megatron crash landed.
And we've made
Same with the Dracos.
He accidentally activated
Morning,
his
Heidi.
navigation system.
Look at the crystal works.
The coordinates to the cube's location on Earth were imprinted on his glasses.
Look who's back, Heidi. Yvonne's on here. And then, what is yeah, that was Transformers. I was actually doing a sync about how Hollywood has been giving us hints. Or should I say, they've been doing these leaks. And been giving us clues this whole time. This movie was from back in 2007. So they've been dropping us hints that there is alien life already here. It was just in Antarctica, where Atlantis is. They were doing an archaeological dig. They found the underground caverns. They crash landed. And then it shows obviously where Optimus Prime and I need a bumblebee. Can somebody send me a bumblebee, please? I need a car that talks to me and flies and can actually morph into a really cool car. That'd be nice. I actually have a really nice black car out there. I have a nice black car out there. I just got to get it fixed. By the way, here, sidebar. Okay, Spirit. Sidebar. I got to... Remember how I told you all my apartments were going to get rented out? I got to... I'm not sure if I want to do it, though. Hi, Jody. How are you? Good to see you. I actually just put some syncs together as far as, you know, how Hollywood, the government, everybody's been kind of leaking stuff. I actually played a little clip from Transformers that actually verifies the crash landing of aliens here to Earth. Megatron, Dracos, and then reptilians, and then how, you know, we have the Alliance. They actually call themselves in Transformers the Alliance because they alliance with the human race, even though many of us are star races, and many of you are. I look at myself as like Sam. I really do. I didn't ask for any of this shit. Came to me, damn it. Most of us just had to wake up on our own. I know Yvonne's back. Everybody hit the like button. So to put all of that stuff, yeah, the Star Riders, to put all that stuff together, and it fits perfectly now. Hi, AM, how are you? And to put that all together and to actually sit there and think it's 2020 and, this is the kind of stuff that has been hiding right in plain sight, but yet they've been tossing it right in our face in movies. We really need to pay attention to the movies that are coming out, which another movie that I had saw just this year, which was a sync for me because I have so much Plutonian energy and I have a lot of Saturnian energy, obviously. I have a lot of fire and Mars energy and really transformative. What do they call our process? Transformation. Transformers. There's another one. Why do they call our process transformation? Transformers. However, with Sam and stuff, yeah, he really didn't have no superpowers. He just worked with the, uh-huh. How we have superpowers. We woke up. We heard the call. Had to come here, be birthed through a dark human vessel, go through a lot of shit, life lessons, and then we had to transform ourselves and work with spirit to do so. So, this is the year of the wake up. Some of us are trailblazing this stuff. One of the things I noticed that there's a lot of anger coming up, even myself, and frustration, where I just see people talk shit who got stimulus checks, and many of us have not got shit. But they did, and I've been fighting the anger too. And they're still talking shit about the help they got. Like, they're there for their handout, but my God, many of us who haven't gotten any help or government assistance, we're still loyal to the cause, whether we get help or not. And many of us don't want it. And I said it on my my reading the other day. That's not why I'm here. I believe that I will be sustained by spirit. That's who sustains me. So I did get a message yesterday, and this is kind of why I'm like, do I or don't I? So I'm going to ask your guys' opinion on this. Yeah. A lot of people here have not either. Well, I could use readings if people want to buy my stuff. That's I don't want to do anything. I'm not asking for handouts. That's for damn sure. If you want to donate, that's up to you. I very rarely ask. Do not super chat me. Don't do it. If you want to donate it through my PayPal. But I do want your guys' opinion. My realtor got a hold of me. They found a possible renter. However, she's on HUD, which is government. So I'd have to go by that and some of their standards. I don't like dealing with HUD. However, they are a steady income and they will make sure that they pay their part for whoever moves in there. And she said it's a good tenant. I said, well, if I don't have to deal with HUD personally and you guys deal with them, but I do want a good relationship with Well, I plan on selling that apartment. I know they do. They do all kinds of background checks. She said that the credit score is good and all that other stuff. And I plan on selling that apartment. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this place, sell down there, try and get it rented out, and do what I got to do to get it to the point where I could sell it. And I think that's what I'm supposed to do. We'll see. Either that or rent out the 2 upstairs apartments and fix up the downstairs and make it into a healing house. Nope. They're not going to lock my ass in. I told the lady at the realtor, I said, they got to go by my rules, not theirs. That's my property, not theirs. Unless they're paying my fucking taxes and they're paying for everything else that goes in down there, they can buy it off of me if they want. But they're going to pay what I want then too. Well, I know. I've had HUD people already. Well, I could sell my property at any given time I want because I had already talked to them. The only thing is the new landlord would actually have to, and I'm not putting anybody in anywhere for 5 fucking years. Well, if I can unload it, I'd be more than happy. Well, if I get that apartment rented out and the old thing is already in there, they can't change it. Well, here in Sunbury, you can't have any kind of drug record. That's a law here in my town. We're not allowed to rent to anybody who has any kinds of drugs or alcohol record at all. And if a landlord rents out to somebody like that, I have thought of that. I have thought of that. The only issue with that's kind of like my goal when my kids are a little bit older. Well, they can't change it on me, so I have thought about getting a motorhome and traveling. But then I really don't feel comfortable driving a huge-ass motorhome. Well, I actually thought about making that apartment building into a healing house for people, women and children who were abused that have been coming out of sex slave trafficking. That's really what I wanted to do because of my heart for humanity. Yep. I am still, I have my, yeah, like a shelter. Absolutely. That has, and they'll be safe. It's a safe house. I'll have freaking, it's already double locked. Like they would have a lock on their front door, obviously on their back door, and there's a main door. And then I would have, video cameras outside in the back, and I'd be recording that. I'd be able to see everything. I'd go down there and do healing rituals and ceremonies with people. And in the front room, I'd probably put a little store. You know, go down and teach them cooking and cleaning and all kinds of stuff. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I always wanted to do. I never wanted to be under certain guidelines. I wanted to be able to teach them about themselves and healing their core wounds, and because I'm sure after going through that trauma, I mean, we've already dealt with narcissists, and many of us have been emotionally, psychologically, many of us have been sexually abused from a little kid on up. But I mean, if we didn't go through that, how are we fit to help other people unless you've gone through it yourself? That is one of the things Spirit has showed me. How are you? You're not fit. If you wouldn't have gone through the things that you've gone through, Sprinkle, you wouldn't be fit to help anybody else, because you can't say I've been in your shoes. I do have a sociology degree and a criminal justice degree. I also have gone through child clearances for abuse, federal, state, and local. You too, Ruby. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to come on and do the reading then later. I have everything wrote down. So I'm going to come on and do the reading in a little bit. I'm going to go get a shower and get around. But I wanted to come on and do this whole why I called this the year of the mask. Yeah, the other thing was there's a huge ass yard down there. Excuse my mouth. There's a huge yard down there that I'd like to put a garden in. I know the sex trafficking is here, and I want to bring them in and be able to help. So, as like a nonprofit, be a protector of these people. Help them get reacclimated into real society. Yeah, you can get through my email now. It's still beautifulmind4275@gmail.com. I do have another email I'm going to link. I got to figure out exactly what the email is, though. Yes, you're all awesome. We are all a good group of people, and we have a good heart for humanity. And, you know, yeah, even the foster care system, that needs a lot of work too. If you're an empath and you have a heart to help kids, consider it. Because I'm not married and I'm single, so it'd be hard for me to pass their standards. So it'd be hard for me to be able to be a foster parent because I'm single. And they would use that against me. Well, I was hoping that I'd be able to find a person to help with it. That's like trying to pull teeth. I got a vision. Yep. I really just don't want to I live in a really democratic state. Hi, Shamanic Killer. How are you? I actually was a case manager. I was a case manager for behavioral health for about 5 months till they saw that I was onto their shenanigans. They saw I was onto their shenanigans about keeping people sick and not getting them therapy, and they fired me because they were a local government. I wasn't allowed to take them to talk therapy. I wasn't allowed to take them to a psychologist. I was only allowed to take them to a psychiatrist, the gynecologist, the optometrist, but not the therapist. Get them the real help they need. Oh, don't do that. Oh, it's a whole can of worms. They also, yeah, they also knew that I'd asked them why. I asked them questions. I was like, why don't you want? They fired me for it. Yeah, they did. Because I was a one to them. Then they made up a bunch of lies about me too. Oh, I know. I'm very inquisitive. This is how I'm doing. Just kidding. I'm doing okay. I hope you guys are all hanging in there for the quarantine. Claws out. Oh, that would require the sunglasses and the shades undercover. Yeah, and they don't. I was, they kept on telling me that I was too. I was going to burn out. Like they cared. They didn't give a flying rip about anybody who worked there. They knew I was on to them. That was the problem. That was the problem. There were, dude, I'm telling you, there was the whole fucking office was a bunch of narcs. And I was an empath. And because I never wanted, they couldn't feed off of me because I was never in there. Well, I'm making sure that I'm going to talk to the right people. I still ain't done. Like, I'm not letting this go. Oh, yeah. As soon as they found out that I don't hate, they know yeah. They know I was very intuitive. They knew that I was on to them. I asked a lot of questions that I didn't get a lot of answers. Yeah. And there was people calling in there asking to be put on my caseload because when I would go out on a crisis, I'd meet the person at the hospital, or I'd go pick them up and take them to the hospital to get, which is normal because these psychiatrists change up their medication as soon as they start feeling better. They'll change up their meds. I saw how it all worked. Nope. They want to keep the same people on the same caseloads and then take them to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist changes. It's a vicious cycle, and I saw it. I'm thinking so too. What not to do. I still have. Yep. And I still have all the contacts. Not necessarily the people, even though they do. But I still have like all of the agency contacts. I kept them. Of the nonprofits and the different houses, and yeah. They destroyed me. I went into a major depression. Yep. I did service stocks. I did the whole damn 9 yards. We had a lot of paperwork to do too. And I made sure all my paperwork was done, every month before the time. And then they said, oh, you weren't catching on. As soon as I caught on to what everything was, which they never really trained me. I was just brilliant and genius, and they know they never really trained me correctly. Because the one bitch, the one other case manager was working her way up into becoming a boss. Narcissist. She had so many, she sat there and bragged to me about having people fired. and basically was telling on herself what she was about to do to me. She did the same thing to me because she was threatened. Oh yeah, she was a Leo too. No offense to Leos on here, but yeah, she was. I know it is. And they have Suboxone clinics here. Like, I had to go to all of these stupid training. They basically started networking all of the different agencies together. So I had to go to a training where we had to learn what probation and parole was, and and then we had to go, because they're all in local government. We had to, it was like a welcome to, and whatever, I'm not even gonna say the name, but yeah, and believe me, she was like fucking Megatron, stomped in there in her high pumps. She's like 6'2". Thought her shit did not stink. And you want to know how much they paid us? $15 an hour. And then she had me fired and lied about me. And oh yeah. And everybody was afraid of her, and I'm sure she's still doing the same thing to the case managers that are there. So she wasn't jealous of me. She had a husband and smart kids, and she sat there and bragged all the time. It was disgusting. She knew I was just freaking barely making it. I know. I know that. $15 an hour is what I made. I was just about ready to get a raise too. And I would have been county case manager too. But they fired me before I could get that. I was about ready to get all of my sick time paid and all of that stuff. They fired me right before I went to my sister's wedding. They fired me the Friday before I left the following Tuesday for my sister's wedding, that they granted me the leave time and paid vacation. Guess what? I never got any of it. That's how evil and corrupt and cruel these people are. And trust me, I still have my letter that I'm writing to the President of the United States. Yes, I am. I'm telling them all. I'm telling everything. They have Suboxone clinics that they have these people go to, and it's not a step-down program, and I asked them why. If we have such a bad narcotic program, or if we have such a bad narcotic problem, why aren't you stepping people down? Why wouldn't you slowly take their dose down? That was considered me overstepping my boundaries and asking too many questions. I think it was a pretty damn good question. Why aren't you weaning people off of fucking narcotics? How about that? Oh, that's right, because the previous administration, that's why. Dude, do you know how many people need those services? They need to heal people and let people get help. They need to let people get the help that they need and deserve, because there's so many other people in society that need the assistance. No, what they want is to keep people in a vortex and a cycle. Well, guess what? They're going to be at fault because I'm making sure I'm going to out them all. I don't care. I'm writing the President of the United States a letter about this. Heaven forbid, they would never thought I would have got on YouTube and outed them, Northumberland County. Same ones that let Arabella die, let her in a frickin' they knew that she was being abused in children and youth services. Little girl was 3 years old. They knew the mother was being abused. They knew she was being abused. and they never removed her. They did, and I'm telling you, you can report these people, and for some reason, nothing ever happens. How the system fails, let me count the ways exactly. A family lost a little girl. The mother's in prison because she couldn't get out because she was dealing with a narcissist who was abusive. She was dealing with Stockholm Syndrome. He threatened to kill her whole family if she left. I agree. And they saw it too. And I really believe, because I had said it, I spoke it out. One of the things with the power of the word. This is why I'm not so angry. I mean, still have some frustration there. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not really angry because I realize God put me there to show me the corruption. And God took me out after I saw everything that I needed to see. To whistle blow on them. And a lot of people are just like, just let it go. There's nothing you can do. They don't know this Aries, do they? With a cat moon. No, they do not. I just had to get my bearings together. And to the point where I'm not like, it's not about vengeance at this point. It's about doing the right thing. I had to get that anger under control about what they did to me and realize what they're actually doing to society and to people, humans. And many of the people that I dealt with were indigos. Many of the people who I have come in contact with are indigos. Because I worked in behavioral health. I worked in mental health. And I could tell that it was the medication they were taking that was messing with their emotions in their system. Yet those people in there are the ones that really need medication. The only medication good enough for those people is called an electric chair. Drowning them, yeah. And the whole feeling of failure that I went through, I'm like, what is this cycle that it seems like every time I get so far and it's like something happens that everything just goes to shit. It's happened in a lot of places that I've worked, and a lot of it I realized was a cycle, and a lot of it was self-sabotage. I'm not saying that some of it wasn't, but I'm all about justice and fairness and humanity and doing the right thing and helping people. What is going on outside my house? Loud vehicles and coming and going. Weird. Yeah, that was kind of my yeah, I know. I could see that there was even little kids. It was so weird because I could go into a really hostile situation. And there was case managers that were case manager for like 2-3 years, and they would freak out anytime they had to go on a crisis call. Like legit be shaken. And I just go like, let's go do this. let's go get this person help. Like, it was something that I knew I was supported. And especially when it came to the little kids, I would have rather worked with little kids. But I remember that there was this one kid that we had went on a crisis call to, and there was not just the mom. The kid actually threatened to stab his mom. Okay, he was having problems and issues and having a tantrum, and he ripped the whole house apart before we got there. And he was just in a crisis. And he had like a behavioral health specialist, and she's legit like holding him like that he can't move. And the case manager who was training me, even though I took control of the whole environment, they saw how good I was. And I just sat down, got down in kid's level. He was kind of sitting on the floor, and the crisis man or the crisis person I went with, and the person who was holding him and the mom were all talking amongst each other, sitting there shit talking this kid. And I get down on the kid's level, and I'm like, so how's school going for you, buddy? I just start talking to the kid like he's a human being, and he's not in a room. And I asked him how school was. I asked him what his teacher's name was. I asked him if he liked riding the bus. And he was the oldest of four siblings, and it's not hard. All you have to do is, I identified he was autistic, on all kinds of meds and stuff, and ADHD. I even got the kid to clean up his mess. As they're sitting there talking shit about him, like, him and I started talking, I'm like, look, dude, I said, I have a little girl at home that's waiting on me. I'd really like to get home and put her in bed. So if you can help me out. He actually gave me a hug before I left and asked if I would come back to visit him. And I wasn't a child crisis person, even though the case managers, I even got him to go brush his teeth. And he refused to do that for 2 weeks, and I got him to go brush his teeth. They saw how good I was. They hated me. And the kid was just like, will you please come back to see me? I'm like, well, I'm not your case manager, buddy. I wish I could. I said, but you're the man of the house when your dad's not here, and please take care of your mom and you have to understand that. I got him to clean the whole room he trashed. Like I said, I got him to brush his teeth and get around, He came downstairs, gave his mom a kiss, and said he was going to bed. And she's like, that's the first time he did that. I don't know. I just had a natural knack to do this stuff. Now, with my own children, that was a different story. My own kids, they adore me, don't get me wrong. But they weren't the easiest kids because they're my kids. So it's a little bit different when it's your own children. But I go into these crisis situations, and I just have a piece about me that would radiate, and it would be all over everybody, and a joy to actually go and help somebody. And they hated that. My kids are great. I do like my kids. They're all intelligent and smart. So I'm not saying that to pat myself, because that was their father too. So it wasn't my parenting, so to speak. It was both of us working kind of together, because I refused to make my kids choose between parents. I didn't do that to my kids. I let them choose where they wanted to live. I didn't make them come live with me if they didn't want to. And they respect me for that. Their father wasn't an abuser, so to speak. He just Mm-hmm. So, like, I could trust that when my kids were out there. And that's exactly why I made, I did have Olivia go back. I did have Olivia go back out because this is a rough area where I live. The school district is rough. It's a rough area where I live. So, and it was a rough school district, and she really, really, the kids in this area, they need help, man. So I suggested that my daughter go out with her father for her last year and a half of school because she just was not doing well here. She hated it. She hated going to school. And not to mention, the high school's all the way on the other side of town. She had to walk a good 25 minutes. They didn't have a bus that picked them up from this end of town to take them all the way up to the other end of town that she could ride. They had to walk. And with all the pedophiles in this town, no. They don't protect kids here. They don't care. And I care too much. So, and there'd be like most of the time I'd take her to school, but there were times where I work and I couldn't drive her home, or, you know, even when it's 0 degrees, they expect these kids to walk to school. It's like they really needed to have a bus from this end of town to go to the school. Have a few stops and take them up to school. Like, a lot of kids live down this area. They could have filled 3 buses of the kids that live down in this area. Yep, my kid, she had behavioral problems because she had, it was basically fight or flight. And she's an Aquarius with double Gemini, rising and moon, and her Mars and Aries. So she's going to fight. And she has. She's like me. 0 losses when it comes to fighting. Uh-oh. I haven't had to take a hold of anybody in a long time, but yep. There would be times where they walk to school and they get, this has happened to me. Even when I walked to school, where people would come down the street and they would hit a mud puddle and it splashed water all over you to go to school. And then you're late for school. And these were high school kids that would do that when I was in middle school. It was bullshit. So I went through a lot of bullying. And then it was projected that I was a bully. No, I stuck up for myself. You talk shit? Yeah, I'm going to grab a hold of you because I've gone through enough hell. So I can't even tell you all the shit I went through as a kid that I had to deal with. The emotional, the psychological, the sexual abuse. And it was all for me to help other people. And then I didn't go back to college until I was like 35. I didn't go to college till I was 35. I worked in mainstream jobs. I had my own cleaning business for the longest time. Then I met a sociologist, and she told me I was too smart to be just a housekeeper, and told me that I really should look at going into school. Yeah, I know. I know this. I know this. Kind of be like a bridge between the parent and the kid, too. But that takes money, and I can't do it for free. And it takes a lot of energy, too. Olivia isn't, she's a crystal child. Not sure when the rainbow started coming in, but she's either a crystal or a rainbow. I know my oldest son, David, is a indigo. Logan was he was 5 days after 2000, like the millennial. And then Olivia was 2002. She was born. $174. January 25th, 2002. Little Aquarius. Nope, she did not. We're not sure exactly what's going on with all of that yet. I think all her stuff is done, though, so she should get her degree through the high school. She should get her graduation certificate, but she still needs to take her boards for her CNA. And it's interesting because she wanted to go, she was talking about going to be a psychologist or psychiatrist. And then she keeps changing her mind on what she wants to do. So I told her, I said, yeah, you definitely, if that's what you want to do, go to college. But I really think that you need to have an action plan and stick to it. Just go get your gen eds first. Don't declare a major. I'm going to have a party for her. I know. And I've been healing I was even healing myself back then. I was also dealing with trauma with a relationship. The masculine that was in my life at the time was pulling his cycle bullshit and was pulling his cycle bullshit at the time. And so I was still dealing with that stuff. My oldest son's name is David. Yes, I am a twin flame. However, I gave up on the notion of any kind of union. I really don't want to be with him. I know, isn't that great? Hello. I always tell people, pay attention, because that's a sync. Anytime that does that. Yep. I know. I know. That's why I'm like real cautious when it comes to dating and stuff like that. Or anyone new coming in. Not to mention, like, I don't have any... Okay. Can I talk to you guys about my latest frustration? May I vent to you guys about my latest frustration? May I? I know, fuck the devil. May I talk to you about my latest frustration and not be judged, please? Olivia would be awesome with animals. Oh, Yvonne. Okay. I know, because I worked in local government and I saw a lot of things. And I want to tell you about what happened to me in 2016. Before I started my YouTube, I was in my senior year of college. And I knew I was going back, and I kicked out the Sagittarius out of my life, and I made him leave my house, and I finished out school with nothing but straight A's and a B+. For those last 2 semesters, when I was told from the ex that I would never finish because I took a year off to get my health under control because he was a narcissist too. big time narcissist. Stealing my medication, stealing my shit. And I need to get more coffee. And because in 2016 was the election. And I took a lot of classes on liberty and freedom. And it's where I was like, well, I'm not a conservative. Like, I don't believe in everything that conservatives do. Like, I believe that everybody should have the right to believe how they want. They should have religious freedom here. Like, nobody should be persecuted for what they believe. I cut that telepathic communication off with the twin. Actually, Spirit did. Spirit was like, not even close. However, our karma is to the good. That's all I cared about. Was that me and the twins' karma was to the good. Spirit promised me I would be gifted a new divine masculine who either lost their twin that is no longer here and have a soulmate if I chose that. And I'm fine with that. Whatever Spirit wants. Who's on my same path. Yeah, thank you. Well, I was watching the elections real close. I'm going to get back onto this. Sorry. I was watching the elections real close because as I was watching the debates, I didn't like any of the candidates. And there was something about that I just knew that I'm not a Democrat. Like, I'm not, I knew my beliefs. I'm more libertarian. Like, I want the government to stay out of my shit. I don't want them involved. I think taxes are theft. I believe in right to bear arms and to protect myself if I need to. Responsibly. Like, I'm all about that. Equal rights. I don't give a shit what color somebody is. I don't care. I believe in, the universal law too. Even more than one country's law. Spiritual laws, spiritual principles. Judge not lest you be judged. Type of stuff. Thank you. Yeah, I did paint. I painted everything. So I'm sitting there watching, and I'm a libertarian. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I believe if a woman has been raped or, whatever, she wants to have she wants to have a pregnancy terminated. That's not my karma. That's hers. I have no right to say anything or judge that. For myself, though, I'd never do it. I believe every child's a gift. But I'm not going to judge somebody for the decisions they make. Which is a very liberal thing to say. And I was always for, pro-children, obviously. I love kids. So I'm very libertarian in my views, and I took a lot of conservative classes. The only person that I felt like had the brass balls to deal with what we were dealing with, I mean, here in the U.S., that it spoke their mind, like I do, was the person who's sitting in the White House now. And the reason I knew that is because I heard my higher self tell me he was going to be the president. And I know people don't like to hear that. I heard God tell me he's going to be the president. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And then when I heard him basically annihilate everybody in the first debate, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. He's gonna win. And the ex-Sagittarius was like, there's no way. He ain't never gonna beat Hillary. He ain't gonna win. We're gonna have the first one. I'm like, okay. Well, I have no problem disconnecting at this point with anybody. Like Spirit, I pretty much know how to cut. I cut out cords. I don't just cut cords. I cut them out. Spiritually cut them out. The love's still there. Don't get me wrong, but oh yeah, I know she. Hang on, I gotta get a tripod thing. If I would have thought that it wasn't Spirit, or if I would have thought that the person who's sitting in the White House right now was evil, I would not have even been I wouldn't have even probably voted or watched or anything. If I wouldn't have heard my higher self tell me what I heard, that I knew, that I knew, that I knew. If I wouldn't have heard my higher self tell me that, if I wouldn't have heard my higher self tell me that, there's no way I would be, and then it got weirder. Because I'm in college. I saw myself get slammed by professors for my beliefs. I couldn't win. I saw other students shun me because of my age, because I was older. They'd try and make fun of me. I got bullied in college. I had professors give me lower grades because of my conservative beliefs. I should have graduated with honors because I'm brilliant. And I'm not saying that to pat myself on. I'm an indigo. I'm brilliant. They do hate real. And I got to see it all. Spirit let me see it in all these arenas with government, church, family, interrelationships, the education system, like I said, even in this spiritual community. You can't like Jesus and read tarot cards. Really? Well, watch me break that mold. You can't support the guy in the White House and pray for him because he is this, that, and the other thing, when really they're actually that. Because it's not the popular thing to do. I'm not on here to be popular. I'm on here to tell you all the truth. Not just that. I've heard so many readers slam Trump, it's retarded. Yeah, they're the ones getting the stimulus checks. You fucking kidding me? Really? Spirit told me it got weirder. I went to a couple of his rallies just to check the energy. That place was electric. His rallies, that's why they started this coronavirus, so you couldn't go. That's why they started this coronavirus, so he couldn't have his rallies. That way, when they try, and then I just got an email yesterday about the mail-in ballot in the state of Pennsylvania. They're going to try and steal this election, yet they turn around and said that they basically project and say the same thing they're doing. They sit and project it on Mr. Trump. well, let's just say since 1992. 1992 is when Bill Clinton became the president. I was a junior in high school. Pennsylvania has been a Democratic state, okay? Spirit told me in 2016, 2015, into 2016, because he got elected then. But Spirit told me he's going to be the president. I had everybody telling me he wasn't going to win. And I'm like, watch. Watch. My mom was thinking he was the Antichrist. So was my sister. My dad was kind of back and forth, but he really got on board then. And then after, well, we'll see. Well, you know, my mom's Virgo. We'll see what he does. And then now she really likes him. Most conservatives do. Because he's been sticking up for them. He's been sticking up for all faiths. Not just Christians, everybody. Either way, I heard Pennsylvania was turning red. And I'm just like, I would have thought this would have been the last state. Pennsylvania have been Democratic ever since 1992. So, for me to hear that, I was like, okay. I believe you because it was my higher self telling me. And then I just watched. I sat back and this is what I do. I observe and I watch and I do research and I will be up and just watch. And if he was around, I'd go to the rallies and just watch people. He was filling arenas everywhere he went. And then there would be 1,000 people still outside. You had to get there early if you wanted to get in. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, there's no way this guy's going to lose. And then they tried to say that Hillary won the popular vote. I'm thinking, how? When I'm seeing all these people show up to all these rallies. Yep. And I was just getting ready to launch my Etsy store too. And then the quarantine happened and I was like, well, everybody's out of money now. This was a draconian thing. This was another attack. Administrated by the cabal that is in cahoots with China and all the underground sex trading. That's one thing the UN I found out. They wanted to make sure that President Trump was on with their whole sex trafficking. They wanted it legalized in the United States, and he said, absolutely not. They wanted to sneak it in. Well, he wasn't on board with that. Thank God. And hi, Liv.
Here's my mood for the day. Come on, Jim.
That's pretty much my mood every day. So, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to, oh, here's the other thing. Prediction. As you noticed in this stream, I did not bring up any nastiness about the prior administration. Take notice of that. I dealt with it for 8 years. It was like, the world's going to shit, but whatever. The only thing we could do is vote these people out, and hopefully, you know, things will get better. Pray. And Spirit was showing me the whole entire time. And I was right on everything. and everything just fell into place. And I kept on hearing in my spirit, my higher self saying, watch Pennsylvania, watch Pennsylvania, watch Pennsylvania. It's turning red. Watch Pennsylvania. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I believe, and I started speaking it out. I'm like, Pennsylvania's turning red. Hi, E-Dog, how you doing? Watch Pennsylvania. I'm like, okay, let me show you. I will bring it up for you to prove. And then when this happened and I started jumping up and down screaming because I'd already gotten rid of the TV because I was done with the MSN by then. I was done with it. Like, I couldn't stand being lied to anymore. I couldn't stand watching all the George Soros rallies. I couldn't deal with it. I wasn't dealing with it. And I wasn't paying to be lied to. I'm sorry. I don't have television. Because I'm not going to pay for programming. I don't want to be programmed. I know. I know it's great, isn't it? Yeah, it's terrible. Hang on a minute. Let's watch the countdown. And when this happened, I was like, all right, God definitely told me this. I know that I heard it. It was correct. There is, this is spiritual. And I need to be paying attention from here on out. Pennsylvania. We're going to do the countdown. This is where I was like, all right.
Donald Trump's shock victory shows the businessman's ability to smash expectations and says a lot.
Let me see if I can find the correct one here.
Some big news here, Megan. Huge news. Actually, the AP now projecting that Donald Trump has won the state of Pennsylvania.
That is the race, frankly. There is no path forward for Hillary Clinton. If this, we've just seen that Pennsylvania has been called by AP. I think for me, this is one of the most stunning results of the night. We had seen her up comfortably 5 to 6 points. When we go through the data and we look at where he sort of held up, it was in some of those suburban counties, huge showing in the western part of the state. You can see the faces right now. We're looking at a live shot that looks like Clinton headquarters. That's actually Donald Trump headquarters. I see all the red hats there. That will be the moment they have been waiting for. I can't even imagine. The cheers will be, and the cheers will be going on. And we should emphasize again, this is a moment that many there tonight certainly will not have expected. It's a development that will confound the pundits, the polling universe, and sort of that we didn't really see as much as we saw with Brexit. People thought they weren't going to be surprised again. It looks, in fact, we almost know that we are looking at very much the same night tonight.
Meghan Murphy, I've been watching you go over the data from Pennsylvania. Where were the deficits for the Hillary Clinton campaign? Philadelphia was an area that she was counting on, Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs. What were the deficits?
You know, we're looking at it right now. We're really paring into this map. I think what's really is surprising is that in some of those Philadelphia, what we call them exurbs, call them suburbs, he did much better there than expected. You can look at the map. It's nearly all red. We have Philadelphia, we have Pittsburgh, of course, going blue. But it also thinks, it really shouts to, and it's something that I think really Barack Obama will be reflecting on this evening, is one thing that does look look true is that Hillary Clinton did not generate the kind of enthusiasm among the African American community that was needed. She is pulling percentage points behind there. That will have made a critical, crucial difference as we look at tightness, not just now around Philadelphia, around Pittsburgh, but as we look at tightness in Michigan, when we talk about Detroit. They really needed to come out with her. She needed that coalition. We talked earlier tonight about how personal he made this race, how he put his own legacy on the line.
What am I supposed to think about that? I was calling this for a while. Almost a year prior to his win. And then there's people in the spiritual community who hate the man because he's president. Because he's ran on, if he would have ran on the Democratic ticket, he knew that he couldn't win on the Democratic ticket. So he ran on the Republican ticket. Even though he's more of a libertarian, he's not a Republican. Let's get this straight. He's not. He's a businessman. He's a libertarian. I love the countdown. The countdown part. That's really what I wanted to find, was the countdown. It was hilarious. And when he won, nobody believed me. And then after he won, then everybody was like, oh yeah, we figured he, yeah, okay. Y'all said that he wouldn't win because he hasn't won in the state of Pennsylvania since 1992. Well, when God says something and Spirit backs it up, and I'm thinking, all right, I have a gift. If Spirit would have told me that Hillary would have won, I would have been like, okay, but okay. Then it's your plan. God's plan. God's plan. You know, you got to go with what God says. However, when he won, I was just like, and it was when Pennsylvania was called. I got to find the correct one. The meltdown of the media was so funny. Hi, Matt K. How you doing? The media meltdown really warmed my heart. Because they've been lying to us the whole time. And they're still doing it. They're still lying.
First and foremost, it's finally here.
Going into this night, where do we stand?
This is where we stood coming into the night, 268 to 204, so clearly an advantage for Secretary Clinton.
Take a look here. If Donald Trump wins tonight, no matter who they voted for, take a look at these numbers here. 21% say they'll be concerned. 37% say they'll be scared.
This is what both candidates want. They want to be
Concerned and scared. Fear. Take notice. The fear. The fear-mongering.
Starting January 20th of next year, Florida has been going back and forth. Just changed again. It's only 11,000 vote lead. Just now it changed.
Math on your feet, I like this.
The Empire State Building in New York City. Take a look at our running tally of the electoral vote. Anderson, this night is turning out to be a real nail-biter.
All along, the Trump campaign has been saying that Florida's a must-win for them. And I mean,
They can't win without it.
Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida.
You know, I'm guessing that the people in Brooklyn, I can see their fingers
That's
probably.
Hillary Clinton had.
Yeah, fingers probably bleeding because there's no more nail to bite.
I wouldn't call anything encouraging for Hillary Clinton at the moment, to be honest with you, my friend.
Wolf, the scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. I have been looking around the room at people who are stone-faced. Some of them have been crying.
this was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against
Division.
the president.
There's your division and
Rising
strife.
saying it's time to listen to us. It's time to listen to us in Michigan and Wisconsin and work for the people.
Hillary Clinton has called Donald Trump to concede the race.
I mean, I can't find the right video. It kind of ticks me off. She didn't even come out and talk to her supporters. That was the sad part. She sat and sulked in her house in New York. She couldn't even come out and talk to her supporters. Mm-hmm. And then they tried to come up with all these reasons as to why he won. And I'm like, well, Spirit told me that's why he won. That's exactly why he won. Spirit told me that. And after that, I knew I had, like I said, after that, I knew I had a gift. And I still don't get the respect in the community that I deserve. They still don't look at me like I'm anything, you know. Everybody around here, they're sheep. Not awake. And it's disgusting. And then it really gets me my goat when I have people who then stand there and say, "Oh, well, we knew, like, yeah, sure you did. You weren't convinced. I spoke with conviction. I knew it. I go on college wearing my adorable deplorable t-shirts. Yes, I would. Because I am an adorable deplorable. I'm in that basket. I'm coming out of the closet. Cleaning out the closet. And it's only because Spirit told me. Spirit would have told me that Spirit would have said I want somebody else in there. I would have been like, okay, that's what Spirit says. So don't be shocked when Donald Trump wins again in November. I'm letting you all know right now he's going to win. Whether you want to hear it or not, he is. Whether you like him or not. Spirit told me 2 terms. So people can sit there and lie and say, speak into existence, he's going to get assassinated or this or that's going to happen. No, he's not. He's got so much spiritual protection and angelic protection and alliance force protection. I know. They don't look at people. Oh, yeah. People hate him. The people who are getting these checks are the ones that hate him. That's the funny part. That's what really gets my goat. And then I come and find out this yesterday. There's I don't know if you guys ever heard of Terrence K. Williams. He's hilarious. He's a comedian. He talks shit a lot about the Democrats, he calls them. But I like Terrence. He's hilarious. He's getting death threats because he supports the president. Saying that they're going to chop his head off and they're going to take his daughter and pass him around to illegals and pass her around to illegals and let them rape her. I'm going to let you see the kind of evil and how just hateful people are. I know. And I go and tell everybody, I don't care. I just want them all to get out of here. I do. I want that whole 2D negative energy just to dissipate and go away. I'm not about politics necessarily per se. I'm not. I'm about spiritual principles and doing what's right and loving humanity and freedom and liberty for all, no matter what skin type you are, what ethnicity you are. Well, I don't know about all that. I haven't really. I'm going to pull cards on every single candidate. That's going to be something that I'm going to do. I've told you this. Yes, I am. I'm going to give you all the dirt. I'm even pulling cards on him. If his heart ain't right, I'm going to lay it out. I don't discriminate like some people do. I don't discriminate. If his heart isn't corrected or in the right spot, I'm going to tell you. It'll come out in the cards. Joe Biden don't even know what day of the week it is. They got something up their frickin' sleeve. They're trying to keep us in our houses so we can't go and actually see the numbers. That's what this is all about. He's not perfect. However, he's done the best he could with what he's been dealt with. I've never saw anybody come on. Can you imagine if the prior administration came into the scrutiny that Donald Trump had? You would be sitting in federal prison to be saying the stuff that these people say about him. If you said that about the prior administration's president. You do realize this. The discrepancy and the hypocrisy is unfathomable over the last 3 years. It is. It's gross. And it has zero to do with the color of somebody's skin, ethnicity, religious beliefs. It has to do with a person's soul. And I can see right into a person's soul. And I can see the fake and phony. And if other readers want to get on here and talk shit, let them. It's their right to do so. However, I can do the same damn thing then. Yeah, click off here. I don't care. I could do the same thing then. I have the right to support who I want to support. I have the right to say what I want to say. If they could sit there and talk shit, I could sit and talk shit too. Like I said, this is a new blue flame integration. I'm not holding back anymore. Any of my passion. My gifts are coming to the forefront and people ain't going to like it even in this spiritual community. You want to know what I say? Any day. Any day. When somebody is getting death threats because of who they support, let's look at how people say. I would love to This guy's hilarious. I love Terrence. He actually got an invitation to go to the White House too. This is Terrence.
I gotta make an announcement. I am running to be the first black president of the United States of America. When Trump is out of office, I will be running as the first black president. Obama he is not the first black president, okay? He is not the first black president. He is mixed. He's mixed with white and some other stuff. He is not the first black president. I will be the first black president. I'm all black. I'm black as it can get, okay? I'm talking about fried chicken, meatloaf eating, barbecue sauce eating, hot sauce drinking, black as it can get. And Tommy Lahren will be my vice president. Diamond and Silk will be the White House press secretary. They will be them. And Milo will be Secretary of State. They will be that. But I'm running. And you better, and check this out. And when I become president, I am drug testing everybody who want food stamps. Oh, you want food stamps? Drug test. Oh, you want Section 8? Drug test. Oh, you want to be on welfare? Drug test. Yeah, you're getting drugs tested. And then, if your ass is on food stamps, every 2 weeks, you gotta show proof that you've been looking for jobs and filling out applications. And guess what? You can't say you're not getting hired because you're black or white. Because you know what? When I run, I am making it a law to take race out of their race. Will not be you. They will not be able. There will not be a check box for race. It will be out of there when I become president. Okay. And another thing I'm gonna be doing. Hold on. Let me get a drink of my. Hold on. And one more thing. And another thing, we have discrimination laws, okay? It is a law to not discriminate in the workplace. So the NAACP, I'm shutting that shit down. It gotta go. The NAACP is out of here. We don't need you no more. We don't need you. We got discrimination laws, okay? It's against the law to discriminate now. So yeah, we don't need y'all no more. They got laws in place. So the NAACP is gone. I'm taking Al Sharpton. I'm filing charges on Al Sharpton. He's going to jail. Al Sharpton is going to jail when I become president, and you can bet money on that. And guess what? O.J. Simpson, if he is out of jail, out of prison, when I'm president, O.J. getting life in prison, because guess what? O.J. did it. I'm gonna figure out how to make, he gonna get life, okay? But when I become president, all this race baiting BS is gonna stop. It ain't gonna be no more of this race baiting BS. It's gonna stop. Ain't gonna be no blaming the whites. You ain't gonna be blaming the blacks. You're not gonna be blaming the Mexicans. Ain't nobody gonna be blaming nobody. And guess what? I'm gonna make a national chicken day. It's gonna be it's gonna be a federal holiday to be off to celebrate chicken.
Terrence K. Williams.
You're gonna get a day out of work. Okay, Walmart gonna shut down. Everything gonna shut down. Everybody gonna have a chicken on their porch on a National Chicken Day. It's gonna be a federal holiday. And I'm gonna have a federal day for barbecuing. Everybody get to be off to have a day of barbecue with your family, okay? America don't barbecue like we used to. Everybody gonna be barbecuing again when I become president. I'm telling you that right now. But when I run, y'all, I ain't playing no games. I'm shutting a lot of stuff down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be like Trump and them. They don't even want to live in the White House. I might not even live in the White House. Matter of fact, I might kick everybody's ass out the White House. Okay, save y'all tax dollars. They can put me in some damn apartment. Okay, put me in a condo, an apartment. Save that money. We don't need all them extra ass people in the White House running up the bills, running up people's tax money, draining people's pocket. We don't need all that. So I'm cutting all that out. I need y'all to vote for me for when I do run. Because when I run, I ain't playing no games. And I am labeling the KKK, Black Panthers, Black Lives Matter, anything any organization that is race related, is nothing but just your race. That's all you worried about. Black Lives Matter, the KKK, I am listing all of them as a terrorist group when I become president of these United States of America. I just need people to vote for terrorists. Vote for me, baby, okay? Vote for me, because I'm going to keep America great again, okay? But anyways, everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend. Be safe. I will be coming on live more. I've been gone for...
I love this guy. Well, he started getting death threats. He actually, back in just February, the president saw one of his videos. Oh, yeah. The president saw one of his videos, and him and the first lady invited him. Oh, I know. I don't, that's why I don't have, I'm the same way. However, because I support who God told me was supposed to be the president, because they all hate God, that's why. They think they are God. That's a huge issue. Yeah, we have God that lives inside of us, but we are only a fractal. Did you hear that? There's your confirmation. We're a fractal of God. We have God that lives inside of us, but we are not God. Right there was your confirmation. And there's people who think they're demigods or gods. You're not. You're a fractal of the Most High, though. You got God that lives on the inside of you, so you are superhuman, don't get me wrong. Yes, you are. If you step into your superpower. Because then you got God's backup, which is supernatural. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Some of the stuff he says, he has some smaller videos that was actually a longer one. Sorry for that, but he actually has FBI protection at this point. Because he's been getting death threats. Here it is. I want you to hear this. This is what we're putting up with. He did that video where he said he was going to run for the presidency back in, after Trump. And he had great ideas. I'd vote for Terrence. Absolutely.
Wow. Threatening to chop my head off. These people are threatening to kill me just because I support the president of the United States of America. These people are threatening to kill me just because I spoke out against illegal immigration. These people are threatening to kill me because I can think for myself. How is this okay? And Twitter is not doing anything about it. They are not doing nothing about it at all. If a Trump supporter would have told somebody that they were going to chop their head off, they would be banned from Twitter and locked up in the state penitentiary. They are banning Trump supporters on Twitter for memes. But they won't ban these loony liberals, these loony people that are talking about chopping my head off. This man said he would rape my daughter and pass her around to illegal immigrants. I don't have a daughter, but the fact that he said that is just disgusting and scary. And Twitter is not doing anything about it. So I am showing proof to everybody that this kind of nonsense, this kind of hate is allowed on Twitter. But Trump supporters get banned just for being conservatives and just for supporting President Trump. So y'all mean to tell me that my life don't matter because I support President Trump? Do y'all mean to tell me that somebody's life don't matter because they support President Trump? You mean to tell me it's okay that they chop my head off because I wear a red hat? that says keep America great? I deserve to be killed because I wear this hat? Twitter, why won't you do anything about it? And yes, this will be reported to the police. I've been reporting these people. Nothing is being done about it. Because you know why? It's because I am a Trump supporter. And because they think our lives don't matter. That's what it is. Now I'm going to have to get security. Now I'm going to have to beef up on security. I should not have to pay for security because I support the president of the United States of America. I should not have to watch over my shoulders because I support the president. It is 2020. And you mean to tell me that I got to watch over my shoulders when I go out in public because I support the president? That don't make no sense. That is not okay. That is not fair. This has to stop. What has this world come to? Now I got to protect myself at all times. Every time I go out in public, I gotta look behind me. I gotta look everywhere. I gotta check all my surroundings. That is not okay. All because I support President Trump and because I'm against illegal immigration. I'm calling on Twitter to do something about these accounts. They are quick to ban us, but they won't ban these people. They are the real threat.
And these same people are the ones getting handouts and stimulus checks. Yep, they do. Yes, they do. They race bait. And it all comes from the top down, the draconians. Yes, it does. The reptilians, draconians. Yes, it does. They know that. Our system was always flawed, though. The United States has always been flawed. Because it was created for religious freedom, technically. But they were... I call out my own race for what they've done to the Native Americans. Absolutely. It's bullshit. However, guess who they were? The Rockefellers. One township here is Rockefeller Township. We have some Rockefellers that are buried here. Right up in the cemetery up here. There's 13 families involved in Iqbal. The Bushes are part of it. Trust me, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't like either side. But people shouldn't have to go through that. I shouldn't have to be blackballed and banned on YouTube. I'm pretty much one of the ones who is the only one who comes out and says what the truth. When it comes in this spirit, everybody else is too afraid because I'll lose subscribers. I really don't give a fuck. I'm going to say exactly what it... I mean, come on. I'm a God-loving, Jesus-loving, spirit-dwelling, UFO supporter who reads tarot cards and supports the president. It don't get any reformative than that. I fly in the face of everything. Most people in the spiritual community are afraid to actually say, "Oh, well," but they'll covertly say stuff on Facebook, and trust me, I see. Or they don't want to talk about it because they'll lose subscribers. Well, I really don't care. And I speak against black magic, and I speak against the Illuminati, and yeah. And I'm all about ascension, which flies in the face of every single religion. It flies in the face of the government. It flies in the face of conservatives and liberals. Because I don't fit in any box. I can think for myself. They don't like that. If you ain't like us, you're over there. Well, I'm used to being an outsider. Now an outsider sitting in the White House. So, I ain't about no political agenda either. I just believe everybody. I love black people. I love white people. I love Chinese people. I love Pakistan. I love Muslim people. I love everybody. They can't pit me against anybody. I really don't care for witches, but whatever. They have the right to believe how they want. Just keep their black magic to themselves. Keep it away from me. I want no part of that. I'll let God handle that. That's not my fight. That's not my fight. That's blocked. They can do whatever they want to do, and they can lie to people all they want to lie. I'm going to tell you all the truth. And that's going to be my newest, biggest thing. Is when I'm going to do a series. A tarot series. On what Spirit thinks of all these senators. Republican and Democrat alike. And what their motive is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy to have all your support. I really am. I have a good heart. I know that. It's just you can only do so much without funds. So this is probably the best way that I know of to at least get my message out. Now, this probably won't be up until tomorrow because they go through all of my videos and they try and comb through them. And they do. And it takes a day for my videos now to get processed. Yeah, I know. I had that too. I had one person try and call my cell phone that said that they were from a healthcare system and something about my healthcare. I'm like, get off my line, click. No offense, but I can tell what you are by your accent. Don't even go there. No, you're a scammer. So, I can feel out people real well. I didn't used to have, I've always had a real good, when I had that inner knowing, I just knew and I knew that I knew. You know, there's some things where it was like, I would kind of be wishy-washy on because I didn't get a direct answer. Or I had cognitive dissonance because I was being gaslit. And that's the hardest part. Is when your reality is seeing one thing, but you're being told another. I want to do tarot reading classes. I don't mind teaching tarot. I feel that most people need activated though. Because they need to be able to have their intuition on point and in I want to do the activation part. And I can teach tarot. It is. I can't even hack watching most readers at this point. Because it's basic. And no offense, like I get, maybe my stuff used to be basic. I don't know. I know the more that you do it, the more, and the more familiar you get with the cards. I get deeper layers though, and I just go with it. Most of my stuff's channeled. I can't watch like these dang bullshit love readings. Because it's all about when you get to the point where you want mission, you want purpose, you want to step into your purpose and your calling, and it's all spiritual. Spirit places you, and you just have to go with it. Yeah, who cares how they feel about you? I don't even watch those. Because any of the past people from my past, I've forgiven. I don't care how they feel. That's how they feel. Okay. It's not how I feel. They have the right to feel how they want. My ex was named Dwayne. There's a sink. I don't care how they feel. That was weird. Yeah, I don't have a problem with him either. I don't have a problem with none of my exes. I think, many of us, even before coming on here, or we're awakening, many of us had a lot of narcissistic traits too. None of us are perfect. However, we weren't full-blown demon possessed or trying to hurt somebody. And I really don't feel like he didn't know what he was doing. That's why I can forgive. Because I can see the fallacy. You know what I mean? I can understand from a higher perspective. Yeah. And the one before him, it is what it is. He is who he is. You gotta let these people be who they are and live out their karma. That's probably one of the biggest things, is because we had to give up control. And we couldn't control something that was hurting us. And Spirit was like, well, let them go. And it was like, how? How do you let it go when they're hurting us? Give them to me. I will deal with it. But we went to justice. Spirit just says you do your part and friggin' don't hit them up. Don't talk. Don't feed them. Let me deal with them. We can't change them. Only one person I know that can. Same one that's changed me and transformed many of you. Spirit. Made you a loving person. Now, we're not all perfect. I'm just hoping that people open their eyes to see that Spirit is the one in control and they're not. They might give them their destiny and their purpose. Stick to that instead of some negative energy and negative projecting onto our leader. That's all I ask. Especially if you're one of the ones getting help. Yeah. Well, and there's many times where I I don't even go. There's only one person who I ever went to for a reading. Ever. That gave me an accurate read. She hates the president. So it is what it is, too. I don't care. We didn't talk about politics. We talked about the masculine. The one I was pretty sure. And was able to get my karma cleared with him. So I appreciate all of that. So I wasn't sure if it was if it was him, or, which I was pretty positive. And then every single Scorpio card came out. And then I was like, but I don't want it to be him. When I was able to finally let it go and say, I mean, I didn't even get to tell you. Did I tell you all? He sent me a picture, like a drawing, like he was like 3 years old. Happy birthday and happy Easter. That's all he said. Happy birthday on the one side, happy Easter on the other. Are you fucking kidding me? I haven't talked to you in almost 3 months. Haven't heard a damn thing. I didn't even know if you're okay. And that's what you send a divine feminine? I don't think so. I'm not going to even respond to that. If you can't tell me how you're doing and what's going on and anything, no. We're not in contact anymore. That's not coming at me correctly. I'm sorry. If you think you're going to keep me on the line just so you can ask me for money, no. Sorry. I'm not stupid. And you could sit there and say, well, you... Oh, yeah. That took like 3 seconds to do. You ain't gonna respond to that. Yes, he does. 5 to 15. He's got plenty of time. 5 to 15 years. There will be no, and I'm telling you this straight up, there will be no union in this lifetime between him and I. Mm-mm. And I'm okay with that, as long as our karma is clear. I'm not mad at him. I just know who I am, and he's not bringing me down to his low vibration ever again. Until he meets me on my level. And that's if I'm not in a soulmate union. Which I already have it coming. It's coming. Trust that. It's not about, this journey isn't about union. This journey is about mission and being activated. I did my part. He did his part. No, he's the rising air sign. He's incarcerated for 5 to 15. He put himself there. Yeah, I cleared all that out. But the only reason he even sent me that was probably so he had an extra money line. You come at me correctly, or don't come at all. Yep, and that's what he did. He forced me to heal, so I do owe him that. I'm sorry, but I'm sweating. He forced, Spirit helped me heal. He did trigger me a lot, thank goodness. But I did the work. He did not. I can't help that. He has to figure it out on his own at this point, and I'm cool. I don't have any ill feeling at all toward him. I have nothing but unconditional love. but I'm not going to be a doormat, and I'm not going to be some for fishing line for him to try and lure me back in. Sorry. I'm not even responding. A divine feminine don't respond to that stuff. Mm-mm. Well, he could put it in the words when I would go visit him when he was in county. I went and visited him from last August all the way through February. And then as soon as he went upstate, he stopped talking, stopped calling, and wrote me that. We were on a very... And when I left that night, the last time I saw him when he was in county, when he left, Spirit told me, you won't, that's going to be the last time. And I had to accept that. And if we can't accept that, and we keep hanging on, guess what? You're stuck. You get stuck and distracted. And you're not on your path. The correct one, anyway. It is insulting. Very insulting. So, he might not look at it that way, but it is. I look at it that way because I know who I am in the spirit. And I know where I'm at on my timeline. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't harbor any ill will toward him. I hope he gets better. So as I heal, hopefully he will find healing as well. But it's going to take the fact that he lost me at this point, completely lost me. Sure. It took for him, he completely lost. And I'm not putting up with that. I should have had boundaries a lot more than what I ever had. He was the least person I've ever had boundaries with. Well, now I'm putting up boundaries, and if there's something wrong with boundaries, then sorry. That has been the worst part for the divine feminines. We haven't had boundaries with these people. We haven't been able to walk away because we are so stuck on union. It's not about union. When are you going to figure this out? It's about loving yourself first and loving yourself enough. Like, that was a test for me. That was another test from the masculine. He's not divine at this point. Yeah, we call him the DM. But when they act like that and they're not ascending, that's not divinity. I'm sorry. Unless you're working on yourself and you're trying to heal, you're not divine. A divine masculine actually said that. He's just a masculine. There's a guy on YouTube, I forget what his name is. Yes, it is called an experiment for a reason. What is his name? He's a divine masculine that understands who he is now. He is in union with his twin. And he talks, Mr. Lightwork is his name. Check him out. He'll tell you straight up the signs to look for. And if you're divine masculine, who you are sure is your masculine, isn't on this path, he's not in divine university yet. He's just a masculine. We're the ones that put him on a pedestal. Stop doing that. Stop bailing them out of their shit. They need to sit in their own shit like we had to sit in our own shit. We have to do what's best for us. You want to know why? You want to know what that does? It raises the vibration of you, which forces them to look at themselves. No. Hardworking, probably, but no. My dad is one of the best people I know. Dwayne would probably be one of the ones that remind me more of my dad. If I'd have to say any of my exes, Dwayne reminds me a lot of my dad. Making sure that his family's taken care of and all that other stuff. Yep. George never wanted... Oh, I shouldn't have even said his name, but that's okay. I'm not really talking shit about him, but... He never even really... He didn't want a serious relationship with anybody. He was emotionally unavailable. And I was tired of getting stuck in these emotionally unavailable relationships. That is a cycle we have to break. That's a divine feminine. If they're emotionally unavailable. Pfft, how are you supposed to get your shit fulfilled without continually dumping your energy into these people? They need to fix themselves. They need to heal their own solar plexus and stop sucking off of us. Your life force. And I appreciate everything that I've learned, but I've learned it through my own trial and error. Hello. But like I said, can't make a phone call on my birthday? Couldn't call for Easter? He's too busy manipulating people. And I knew he couldn't do it with me no more because I put the clinkers to it. I did. He knew I was onto him too. He knew what he knew. Me and my dad have a pretty good relationship. Now, the one faction that every single one of my exes had, they were all drunks. Every single one of them. Or they were on drugs. Or both. Or they're just flat out narcissist. And usually a combination of that too. So, like, I can't win. But I had to go through that so that I could help you guys see it. And say, you're not alone. We're all on this path. And you know, the more that I sit and I watch the stuff on the Cabal, and the more that I sit and watch Q stuff, which makes sense. Well, thank you. I'm grateful for you all too. The more I watch Q stuff and I see the movies and how they were trying to tell us about Atlantis and expose all of that. I'm like, everything's playing out exactly how it's supposed to. And, you know, you kind of get to the point where it's like, you realize you are a chess piece in this little game of life. And we all have our part to play. But how long are we going to stay in Dark Nights of the Soul or in depression? Because it looks a whole lot like that. And not do what we're called to do in society. How long are we going to stay locked up in our houses? because we're depressed that our supposed divine masculine isn't on the same path, or is ignoring us, or is not in union. Who freaking... That's why I said in the other reading, who cares what they're doing? It's not about that. It's about you becoming the best you can be. And if it's supposed to happen, then it will. In due time. Spirit will bring you back together. It's not for me to decide. That's for Spirit to decide. If and when. Yeah. Well, I don't know the new number as far as for myself, or what you just said. I don't know the new number, and I don't answer phone numbers of places I don't know. Yep. I had to worry about my own DNA lineage. Front and back. And I noticed the more that I healed, the more I noticed that my daughter was doing better too. My kids are who I should have been worried about, not a man. And most feminines have even pushed their kids aside for their masculine. And that's the truth. Might not want to hear that, but it's true. They were mesmerized by the TF word. Sips coffee. I'm guilty. I'm not just saying just me. Or I'm not saying just... I'm pointing at myself too. Mirror. I see. I know where I went wrong. And now I got to make those wrongs right. He has to do the same with his own shit. I didn't put him where he's at. He did that to himself. Maybe if he wouldn't have treated the divine feminine like shit and put her in danger, he wouldn't be sitting behind bars for 5 to 15. That's what you get. Spirit will let him out, and Spirit says it's time. Same with the other people that have screwed me over. Give them to God, and they get karma. And we don't have to worry about it. We're free. That's our karma. The fact we're free. And moving on. And saying bye. I wish you well, man. Not, you know, it's one of those things where it's like I could be dating if I wanted to right now. I could be dating so many people. And there is somebody who does kind of have a little for me, but it's kind of like, you're not going to distract me. Start off as friends. Get to know each other. How about that? So, and this person's right on the same spiritual path I am. This person is pretty much, yeah, believes the same thing I do. About pretty much every topic. So, and it's a little bit freaky. And I'm kind of like, what's going on? Is this a distraction? I'm letting Spirit take the reins. I ain't pushing nothing. I'm staying on my path, and I'm worried about what I need to do. And everything else will fall into place. However it's supposed to. That's the way it's supposed to go. Correct? Correct. All right, I'm going to get off here. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours. Sorry, guys. I've been on here for a while, but we had a lot to talk about. I haven't had a long talk with you guys in a while, and this film actually wants to die. Go figure. So I'm going to let this charge. I'm going to go get a shower. I'm going to get around. My daughter does have an appointment via Skype. Love seeing you too. I'm going to come on later. I definitely am doing it this evening. I'm doing that reading because it's all about focus. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you all for getting on. Thank you all for hitting the like button. I'm sure I'm going to have some thumbs down because there's haters. And that's okay. Everybody say hi to the haters. Everyone say hi, hater. Hi, hater. We love you. We still love you even though you're a hater. Haterade. If you don't have haters, you ain't doing something right. So the more, even though they're giving me thumbs down, I'm still getting views. You want to know what I do? If I really don't, I won't even pay them any mind or give them a view. Well, there's a person who has been talking to me, and he's pretty nice looking. He's not even from the United States. He's from the northern border. We think a lot the same about pretty much everything. He's also a fire sign. A Leo. Oh, I know. I don't know what his name is. Hang on a minute. Actually, his name starts with an R. Hang on a minute. No, that's not any. That's not even any of his initials. But oh, I definitely have a past life as I had a past lives of many different ethnicities. Many, many, many. Are you in union, Jody, honey? You in union with your divine masculine? Or your twin? I know most people in here don't care. They're at the point they just want to move on. Or that's not their goal. It's why I really haven't even done for the signs. I felt like the universe has told me to just do for the collective. What Spirit was showing the collective. To break out of the mindset. You know, when union comes, it'll come. Hmm. 717 used to be my area code. Jody. Used to be the area code here. You're not the only fish on here. I know Heidi's a fish too. Who else is a Pisces on here? And that's, like I said, that's one of the things, like, I'm like, am I not? Yeah, it is. It's about living your best life. Living your best life. And being happy with yourself. That's what it's really about. Being happy with who you're created to be. Knowing that you're special. Oh. Well, watch Mr. Lightwork. That really, he's good. Check him out. Check out his channel. He is a divine masculine who, you know, has been helping the feminine a lot. So, oh, good grief. Well, check out Mr. Lightwork. I think you'll find him to be healing even more. And he really gave me the clarity on what a divine masculine is supposed to look like. That's... I was born at 8:08 p.m. I got to show you all something. Which I think I might have on the other video. I got to show you all this. I was born at 8:08 p.m. My house number that I live at is 809. I own 807 and 809, and I'm thinking, well, 808 should be across the street, but that would be the playground. Wait till you see this. And then, because I'm always looking out the window, look at this. On this house, right next to the pool, see if I could zoom it in. Look, I noticed this the other day. 808. I knew there was an 808 around here somewhere. Right out the window, I'm like, oh, there it is. I didn't even know what time I was born. Sorry. I didn't even know what time I was born until my mom told me when I was looking at my astrological chart like 3.5 years ago. 8:08 p.m. My sister was born at 8:07. Huh? My sister was born at 8:07. I was born at 8:08. Like I own 8:07. I own 8:09, and right up here is. And I'm like, where's 8:08? Because I would have thought it would have been across the street. I'm looking. I'm thinking 808 North Front Street. I saw the 808. Nice think. Yeah. 88. I've been seeing 777s a lot. 888 a lot. 88. Now 808. It's like 999's a lot. 1010 a lot. 1212 a lot. What time is it right now? 1212. Look at that. It's 1212 right now. Boom. I didn't know what time it was. I don't have it on my phone. I don't. How do I do this? I don't know. Holy crap. Boom. Everybody like this video, please. I'm telling you. Spirit does that. You guys got to see it for yourself. As soon as I said 12:12, I was like, what time is it? And I look at my phone, 12:12. I can't make this up if I try. And there's not a timer. The only timer that's going is 1:56:57 on my, for the amount of time this is running. The time is, oh my gosh. Well, the masculine, he has a lot of scorpionic energy. Like, even when I did our, he very well could have just been a karmic in my life. I don't know. Maybe I never met him yet. Because that's where I'm at in my whole time thing. I was pretty sure he was my divine masculine, but like his spirit says, oh, we're going to switch this up a little bit. Here's your real divine masculine. Cheers to that. I'm open-minded. I ain't closed-minded to nothing anymore. And we can't be. The divine masculine was 11-7. November 7th is his birthday. Guess what? Two of my life path is a 1. My soul purpose and destiny number is 7 and 11. I will. I'll probably do that for the reading. See, and I didn't even do the numerology. I can't make this stuff up. These are the syncs. And I don't really try to look at the number syncs. I try and look at the syncs. The number syncs are cool, don't get me wrong. I know what my life path is and know all that stuff. And then all of that. You know, and I look at like his birthday's 11-7 and my life path soul purpose is like 11 and 7. But not life path. My soul purpose and destiny number is 11 and 7. My soul purpose is an 11. My destiny number is a 7. And my life path is a 10, which is a 1. So whether I'm supposed to do this thing alone, whether I'm supposed to be in a union with somebody, that's completely up to spirit. All I know is I'm going to be joyful and happy. My job is to be on my purpose, be joyful and happy, and not let these karmics or the, you know, exes rattle me anymore, or anybody for that matter. Politics can't rattle us. It's not supposed to. And if the president triggers you, you better look inside and see what you need to heal. Right, kitten? Yep. I'm not saying the man's perfect. I'm not saying anybody in Congress is. They've proven a lot. But the stinks are crazy. Either way, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go get a shower. I got to let this phone charge. I'm going to figure out, my daughter has an appointment at 3:30. After that, I think she might be going home then. So I'm going to spend some time with her. I'm going to get around, get a shower, spend some time with her, have her phone appointment, and then I'll come on and do the reading later. Wasn't going to stay on here for 162 minutes, but we had a lot of talking. Oh, I will. Come on and check out the come on and check out the new reading I'm going to put out tonight. It's going to be good. And it's all about focus. Spirit already told me that is the name of the game in this new energy. It's where your focus is. Because where your focus is, if you're going to stay in the cyclical, that's where you're going to be stuck for the next 12 years. Spinning your wheels. It's time to break out now. We're in a bubble right now. I hope that if you haven't watched the last two readings, and yes, I did yell at us. I did yell at the collective because we're been stuck on this whole experiment and union thing instead of moving forward. Because that's what we're not called to stay in the same spot, even though like we like to stay in our comfort zone, and I'm all about comfort zone. So I'm talking to my mirror. It's about moving into your purpose, staying focused on the goal. I'm hearing people talking outside. I'm hearing loud vehicles. Look at me. I come on here and I look like this. I don't even care. Oh well. It's the way I roll. Thank you all for the likes. I do appreciate it. And I will be doing the reading tonight. Yeah, if you want to do that quick, you can, Jody. I never stifle gifts. I was going to soon click off here, but you do what you need to do. You're very welcome. Thank you. Y'all stay in peace. Y'all have a rest of your day here. Another week in quarantine. I'll let you watch Jack. Thank you, Jody. All right, guys. We're all out of here. I'll see you guys later this evening when I pull these cards. And, yeah, I got the shamanic wisdom deck ready to go. And I'm going to pull clarifiers. So, I am definitely going to do a series on everybody running for office. So y'all know. I'll let Spirit speak through me. Even though I think we pretty much can tell. Either way, I'm off. I love you guys. Mwah. We'll see you later. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. I will see you guys tonight for this reading. I'd say around 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Later. Bye-bye.